Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bilal and I live in the United States. I got engaged when I was quite young. I was 20, turning 21, and I had a lengthy engagement, 2.5 years, and I got married when I was 23 and a half. At that time, I was in medical school. I was in my first semester. I had 4 years of medical school, during which we had our first child, and then I had residency, which was 4 years after that. We had two children during residency. Even now, I'm pursuing an additional year of extra training fellowship. If I could do it all over again, I would have definitely have gotten married at the age that I did, and I would not have held back on children. Although we did not have a lot of money during that stage in our life, and we continue to be patient. Um, it didn't matter. It didn't matter that much, really. Like we um, could not go to some fancy restaurants, but sometimes we'd just go out and have coffee, or we'd just go out and have ice cream, and that sufficed for us. We feel very lucky to have had moments like that to look back on, and it brings joy to our hearts. My parents did not have to encourage me too much. I felt inclined towards marriage naturally for a number of reasons. I decided on getting married early, and I think it's great that we had children early because now I'm 31 now, and my children are ages 5, 3, and 2, and they'll climb on me, all three of them, all at once, and we'll wrestle and we'll have all sorts of fun. I wouldn't be able to do that. It would be harder. I'm glad I'll be able to enjoy things with my children, including sports and travel, at an age when I can also endure that type of challenge. I encourage you to make your own decision. I don't feel as though I'm here to tell you what to do. I can speak from my own experiences, however, and I'm glad that we got married, my wife and I, at young ages, because I feel that it's a lot easier to change when you're young, and it's a lot easier to be sensitive to the different moods and needs and personalities that your spouse appreciates and responds to. And if you get married late, you may not be able to do that, and that's very important. I've been married now for, alhamdulillah, about 8 years or so. Finished my undergraduate education. I finished my doctorate. I finished my residency. I'm almost finished my fellowship. I have a full set of children who all happen to be out of diapers, and I have my entire 30s to look forward to enjoy. And I feel very blessed having had that opportunity, and I'm glad that I don't have to feel some of the burden that someone who, at my stage, saying, "Oh, let me finish my education and then get married and then begin thinking about the process," they have a type of burden. I feel very light. I'm glad I did this, and I would wish that other Khuddam do this. They shouldn't feel as though they can't do it. I think Khuddam who, most Khuddam, not all Khuddam, but most Khuddam who make the decision to hold back on marriage probably do not do it for the right reason. The reason they do it is because I think they fear that they do not have maturity, or that they do not have enough cash to support an additional partner. You may be very surprised how far a dollar can stretch, and you'll also be very surprised how much maturity you're actually capable of. Don't be afraid if you don't have maturity. Maturity is something you grow into, and you rise to the challenge when the situation requires it of you. And you'll also find lots of support in your spouse to drive you, to motivate you to study, to pursue your education. Your children, should you, inshallah ta'ala, be lucky enough to have them at a young age, will be such a joy in your life. There is nothing like having a child to come home to when you have finished work, or when you have finished university or whatever. I just can't even explain it. My reasons for getting married was, I think it's a very natural reason, and that's to seek companionship. And it's very important to seek that out at a young age, because I think young people seek companionship very naturally and ardently, and I think that you should not deny yourself that. And all throughout medical school, all throughout undergrad, and through residency, actually, I always held Jamaat position, like Qaed and so on and so forth. And I only share that with you so that you can appreciate that it's not just like you won't be able to do something other than studies and marriage, or studies, marriage, and children, but you may be able to do something extracurricular. And if Jamaat work is something that you may not be heavily involved in, but would like to get involved in, then you can. Or if there are other projects that are meaningful to you, then you can actually have considerable amount of time if you manage yourself to be able to do that. I encourage you to fear not, to consider it, and I pray that inshallah ta'ala you make the right decision that's best for you and your family.